Hey, I'm back. Oh man, yesterday was quite a disaster for this PCG graph. Um, yesterday after I finished the stream, I took some time to take a look at what was going on. Why was I getting all these floating and sinking paintings in the wall? Like this one here, why is it floating so far off the wall? Um, I think this has something to do with choosing. So normally when you use PCG to do mesh sampling, like what I did here for the walls, this custom node, um, problem is that it's not randomized. To make it randomized, I use this Poisson sampling. So actually, I could do is one per triangle. I think that would be the most uniform way. So yeah, hang on, I need to save this. So when I hit this on debug, you can see that it's a lot more uniform and the depth isn't so I don't think there's any floating pieces, except for this part here, but that's the trim. Right, so the main wall part doesn't have any points floating off the wall. Yeah. Sorry, give me a second here. Yeah. Then so I thought about it. I was thinking of a solution. There is two methods. One way is I scrap everything I've done for this. It won't be wasted because I think I'll still be using the same mesh points for the floors for distributing the trash around the house. Or and that's the simplest method. The simplest method would be just to use a spline, and then within the spline, you just sample the points within the spline, and then we use those points to generate, to place all these paintings there. Of course, when you do that, then you would have to physically align the spline onto the wall itself. So, and then the second method is using that method, but instead of scrapping what I've done, I'm still using a spline, but instead of using the points that are generated within the spine, I will project them onto the wall, onto these dots here, and then hopefully I don't have to be so precise. I'm not sure if it would work. I mean, the idea would work. I'm not sure if I can get the local direction of the spline itself. But either way, I can't keep using this same method anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this exclude box here. Compile that. Go into pick frame. Sorry, let me just enlarge this. Do I need this exclusion? I don't need this one anymore. Alright, let me save that. Let me see if there's an exclude box here still. I'll delete that. Right. So now I'll add in a spline. Yep. Give it a tag. Frame spline. Alright. Then we go into the viewport. Since I am working on basically an angled point, I want to see if I can make just a straight line. The autosave. Let's see here. You know what? It's fine. We don't need to make a square. Oh, I need to turn off the autosave. It's annoying. So what I can do is I take 1 point, right click spline generation. I'll do a circle. 3 points. Radius sounds good. Oh wait. Maybe I should do 4. Uh, why does it keep saving? 4. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn off autosave here. Or maybe not make it that frequent. Save on compile. Autosave, frequency on save. Alright, I'm turning this to like maybe once every 30 minutes. Seems good. Okay. Compile that. So now we sample spline. Spline sampler. Yeah. I'm not sure if you can just get spline here. Let me see. Oh. Oh yeah, we can. Self. Yes, self will include children. By tag. Frame spline. Did I spell it wrong? Frame spline. We might need to search from parent, then include child. Let me take a look at the PCG here. Spline is there. Is it there? I don't think it's there. I'll just reset this whole wall here. I don't really, not really invested in this. Will you let me delete it? Yeah. So now I can take the blueprint out again. Sure. Where's the spline? Why can't I see the spline? Uh-huh. Is it too small? I don't see the spline at all. Let me go back into the blueprint. Whoops. Wait, why isn't it connected? Anything I need to choose? Flows, spline. Close loop. Hit save. Compile. I still don't physically see the spline. Is this above? Oh, I had game mode turned on. Okay, it's there. Next, I just want to see if I'm getting any values. Aaron's not working. Maybe all were active. I'll get something. Interesting. Let me select multiple. Parent. Maybe I give it the wrong tag. Interesting. It's definitely there. Definitely there. Maybe you gotta put it within the overactors. Maybe you must overlap cell. Let's see. Get spline data. Alright, I'm just searching this up. Unreal PCG spline sampling. Motorcycle. And then this guy posts this. Get spline data, takes all three, add a tag on each spline, then your PCG values filter by tag. After get spline data to filter. Not used, filter. Actor selector. I think we're doing it right. Why isn't this working? Okay, I can't select multiple. I can. Hmm. No data. Alright, I'm watching a video real quick. Spline sampler. Interesting. I feel like I did the same thing. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, what I'm gonna do is delete that, compile, and then I'll draw the spline. I'll draw the spline. Which one did you use to draw it? Landscape tool, modeling mode. Okay, modeling mode. I'll draw a spline. Okay, that's how it works. That's what I want to do. One more point like that. Point here. I want to point there. I think that's be good. Then we go to selection mode. Wait, it's gone. Maybe I have to 3 gone. Okay. Let me go back to modeling. Draw spline. One here, one there, one there, one here, here, there. Empty actor loop. Click offset. Okay. S up. Or actor tag. Frame spline. Okay, it worked. I see the debug cubes. Okay, I'm just gonna call it frame spline here. Next step is to make sure it's within the bounding box. Looks good. Let me just stretch it out a bit more. Yep. Okay. That looks good. You can disable this debug or I have. No, the debug is here. Now that we got this, we want to sample inside on interior sampling size. Let me just do 10 by 10. Uniform. Let me just take this, move this back a bit. Error. One or more failed to sample. Ensure the points are not overlapping. Let's see here. This loop is correct. Oops. Yeah, it's definitely seeing the whole thing. What does it mean though? On volume? Does that work? Not really. Hmm. On volume 10. We do it 100. 100. Maybe if I make it into a polyline. No output. The polyline's not the way. Project onto surface. Hmm. Um, Follow curvature. No, not the issue here. Interior sampling size. Maybe I do 50. Still none. Why does it always have this issue though? I can't quite remember how I fixed it last time. Okay. Spline sample on interior. Unreal not working. No, my not general points has attended. Closed loop. Try sign unbounded. Unbounded. Still not working. Still not getting values. You're correctly retrieving spline data. I am. Actors with PCG break. Dude, trying to figure out Unreal is such a problem, man. When the spline node is set to on interior, the spline is not configured for PCG volume. Uh, uh, 10 is still not working. Why? Why do I do 100 here? 2.05. No. Maybe if I do this. No. Maybe I put it within the blueprint itself. Compile, save. How's that? Even worse. No, it doesn't even exist. Oh, this is annoying. I can't even do the easy path now because I can't detect spline. Or at least I can't detect uh on interior. I can't sample on interior for the spline. Um this is pretty horrible. I think there's no false regen. They lose this tab? We did. Oof. Still don't know though. Still not working. Just gonna paste this in here. Frame spline, save it, compile. It's within the bounding box. Uh-huh. Over actor, select multiple. On spline, on interior. It's not detecting the one inside the blueprint. So I can do without it. But compile still here. Right. Let me just change this to 100 and this to 10 to 50. Nope. We don't need this. Number of spin. I gotta set the bounds here. No, actually I don't have to. On horizontal is there. On vertical is there. Volume is there. On interior is not. Density for all. Does that work? 0. I'll put this at 1. Still nothing. Check on surface is also nothing. Data, it's got nothing. Mario PCG, spine, sampler, interior, no points. Why is it so tough? It's closed loop. You need a bounding box or volume for the sampler to use as a reference. I feel like I did everything though. Right, you can detect that it's an error, but you can't detect this. No, doesn't work. Points, steepness. Eat from position. Maybe. Maybe turning it off and on again to fix it. Oh man. Why does it cause so much issues? Must overlap self. Don't select multiple. I feel like I'm seeing something happen. Or not. Nothing's happening. Oh my god. Oh my god. Uh, Honestly, it never happened when I was working on it before. Why would it have issues though? Why can it spawn? Sign sample. On division, on distance, number of samples, on interior, immediately none. There's no. Oh, that's cool. I never noticed they had this. Copy. I don't need that. You definitely have data here. But nothing's happening here. On volume fill. Maybe this will fix it. Unbounded. Maybe it has to be curved. You know, it has to be a curve. It has to be a curve. I'm gonna edit that. Maybe it only works on curves. Alright, so modeling. Where is the spline? Draw spline. Empty actor. Does it do auto tangents? Yeah, okay. Probably be the goofiest reason why the loop something doesn't work. We put one more there. Okay, accept, fine, for tag, frame, spline. Okay, we got data. We got data. On interior, we got no data. On volume, a subdivision fill. Again though, doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Let's watch a video. Skip. I'm gonna find on the interior. Wow. Oh, I did it. I think he's bugged out too. That's why I cut. No. I think the reason why it's not spawning, right, is because this is the reason why. I'm gonna give it a try. I think it's because it has to be horizontal. Oh man, it's such a dumb reason though. No, not a dumb reason. Still can't do it. We just undo that. Unbounded. Yes, has different stuff. This one looks like on volume. Let me just reset everything. Number of samples. Nope. Ages only doesn't work. Does that work if I just move this here? Nope. Why would it? Hmm. The volume works. $200 and 10, 1. It's not bugging out anymore. There we go. It did something. It did something. There's something going on. 10. Yeah, but I think that let me debug this and see. Yeah, I think the problem is that it only works on horizontal splines. Now it's all gone. This one works, but why is it like this though? Okay, this one controls how big the boxes are. 0.05. Doesn't work. Oh shit, it's there. It's real. It's real. Maybe it's the sizes that was wrong. Let me see how many points we have here. Oh, that's a lot of points. Let me turn this up to 1. Do I dare redraw this wall? I don't think it needs to be a curve anymore. I don't know what happened. Maybe the squares. Maybe the default number of cubes that I was using. Cubes that I was using for the points on the spline is too big. So that's why it wasn't generating any debug, any points inside the data that was debugging. So now I'm just gonna trace the outline of the wall that I want to do. Do I do this wall too? I should, right? Let me turn off auto tangent here. No. Let me see if redraw. Okay, now it's trying to tangent everything. We reset this modeling mode. Draw spline again. And then yeah, that worked. Let me disable this. going over here, up, there, and then we set it to loop. Set. Oh, and it's broken. Let me make it smaller. Oh no, it's not broken. I didn't set the tag. Frame spline. Nice. I set this to 10. 10. I set this to 1. To 3. 3 to 1. 10. Reset this to 48. Nope. Alright, let me sort this out. Maybe you don't need these points. Don't need this. I don't need this. Alright. Save it. Then you have an arrow here, multiple rows. Too big. 20. 10. 5. I guess about finding that magic number again. $100. 10. No. 0.5. Weird thing is that it's not going over here. The space between each sample point on the laundry lower space is more accurate. Why though? Why is it not drawing the spline properly? Oops. Okay. I might have to pull this out a bit more. Oh, very nice. Put it out here. Okay. Okay. Arrow intersecting. 29. 30. 50. 80. So 1, 3. Space between each sample point. 3. 1 looks good. Why is it giving me arrows, man? Let's do 100. Okay, no. 20, 120. Alright, I just want to see how good the resolution is. Normal to density, density noise. Okay, that's pretty alright. Reset bounds. Well, you can't use set skill. See 0.1 for everything. Uh-huh. Hmm. Why is it like this though? At first it looked like it was filling it up. Filling it up. Steepness doesn't work. Seems like we got multiple points colliding. Let me just try self prune. Oops. After self pruning, we got 100 plus. I'm not a big fan of the way it does that squiggly line though. I think as lowest we can go is 0.1. So we'll do that. So now we have to do projection target. Yeah, so that will so we projected all the points onto the wall. Moving this back. Oh, hmm. Hmm. This might be the other way around. So we might move this here, this here. Then now we move the spline. Hmm. Maybe? Maybe? No, I don't know. Wait. Does it tell you? Project each point, each of the inputs connected to in onto the projection target and concatenates all of the result to out. So to in onto the projection target. Okay. Okay, let's not do self pruning. We'll put this in. Maybe don't modify the bounds. We'll put this here. Oh, too many points. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is move this here. Do this like that. How many points we have? It's all there. I can't tell if it's I feel like it's supposed to be like this. But lesser. Also no. Let me just reduce my speed so that I can see. Not looking too hot, man. To sample. Let me try self prune on this. Let me bring it back to this. Doesn't work right. This one looks correct. For some reason, it wants to be big. And then I'm not sure. Let's just do this. We enable all this. We disable that. Turn off that. Still appearing inside the wall. Damn. What? What? So many overlaps. They're all floating. I mean, they're all sinking and floating. Well, this one's floating. Why? Did I not fix this already? Okay, here's what's gonna happen. I guess the over-engineered method is not working out because all the frames are gonna be floating. So I'm gonna make a new one. Call it BP. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a new one. And I'll create it with a simpler one that just uses the spline. That'll probably work, I think. Create new blueprint. Actor EP wall of pictures. Okay, let me see. Add spline. Take this spline, delete it. Take what's left. Oh, spline generation panel. See? Do 4. Yep. Then we hit loop. Very close loop. Yep. Close that. Compile. And next is we create a PCG. Okay, we'll just call it PCG. I need a new one. Let's move it to content, PCG. PCG graph. Default empty. PCG wall of pictures. Set that. Go into this. Okay, need to give this a tag. Picture spline. We go to the blueprint. Wall of pictures. Yeah. Compile that. Now we get spline. Get spline data. Parent include child by tag. Picture spline. Was that what I called it? Let's go copy that just in case. Did that. A parent include child. No, cell. For some reason, it cannot detect itself. VP picture frame. VP wall picture. Okay. And then you sample spline. On interior. Might need to make this smaller. Maybe I put this at 10. But why? Project on surface. Why does it space out like that though? Right, on volume. Fill. Why is it only on the edge though? Uniform. You get 1. Body? That's weird. On spline, on horizontal, on vertical, on volume, on interior, photo curvature, uniform. You don't need to set interior density for unbounded. Was that it? Was that what I needed to do? Was to set it unbounded? Damn. Let's do 10. Do 10. Let's do 30. I don't need that big of spacing. 20 is good enough. Okay. Maybe I set it to 5. And then the spacing 20 to 40. Oh wait, no. It should be 5. And the spacing be 40. Did I not do this? Why does it work so smoothly now? That's so weird. Okay, next is we gotta rotate this 90 degrees. Set the spline itself. Okay. Hmm. Move this up a bit more. Let me move this onto the wall. I can set this higher. Why wasn't this? Why was I having so much issues before? Why did it just work now? Hmm. I don't know why Unreal is so fiddly. Maybe I was always meant to do this easy method. Okay, we got a good amount of walls. Next step is to probably we might need to do one more just for spline sampler. Yeah, and this one would just be on the spline itself. By distance. Honestly, that's pretty good. We don't need anything too refined. And I'm just gonna use this just to difference out all the shapes that, all the points that are lying outside of the spline area that we circled out. Okay, now we give it noise, density noise. Right. So let me go into my PCG. PCG folder. Pick frame. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this, I'm gonna copy that, paste it here. We don't need this difference anymore. Okay. Let's do this, do this. Bounce modifier, self pruning. Okay, fair. I think we need more points. So let's set it to 10. Interesting. Let me disable all this. So I need to get used to just using keyboard commands. So we disable this. Let's look at that. Okay, outer cell pruning. We only get one. So something tells me that this is wrong. So we need to pull this out and this. No. We need to do this. Disable this. Right, so now just so that I can show it on camera, or me adjusting the bounds again. So I think the bounds is too large here. Let's do 40. Firstly, this is too big. 10, 10. I'm not sure what's going on. Oops. Let me disable that. Okay. I had two debugs turned on just now. Let's see how well this fits. Actually, that fits quite well. Cell pruning, then we need to do a difference. Here. Then move all this to this. And then let's reroute this. Okay. Got add name reroute. Spline edge out. Spline edge out. Save. Some reason. I'll set this to binary E. Okay, so now we don't have any frame that is on the line itself. But this side might not be big enough, right? It's gotta correct this. Okay. Now that we got that to work, honestly, we can use a little lesser paintings. Wait, the bounds are not correct still. 10 is wrong, we gotta do 20. 15. 15. Yeah. And the Y is wrong. Do 1. 30. 1. 20. 25. 27. Wait, I gotta do this so that I can see just one. Okay. I'm looking at this one. 30. 40. 38. Okay, that seems fair. 38 looks correct. Affect steepness. Yeah, I don't want them to be sticking with each other too much. Yep, looks good. So now we enable this. Check the bound. Oh, bounds is definitely wrong. Do 10. 10. 10. Okay, 13. 1. 2. 2.5. Then we want to affect steepness too. We don't want it to stick too much to each other. Right, so that's how it looks like now. Was there's a lot. So some of them here is still below this line. So that's where I did this. I added this to the differences. So now it's gone. Yeah. So now I'll add this to the small frames. Enable all this. And there is none. That's because it's too big. Let's change this to 6. Maybe this 1. Alright, 10 is too big. Maybe 4. 4. So there it is. You want to line this up. I'm looking at this one here. Bounds 1. 4 looks good actually. So let's do 0.5. And I think it's 8. No. So here. You can do 9. Just a bit bigger than 4. 4.5. Looks fine now. Then we disable pruning. Yeah, looks okay. Mm, review up. Okay, we'll disable that. But that's one done. Is that two together? No, okay, it's just one. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, for a quick one, that's pretty good. I should have done this way like from yesterday onwards. So much easier. Anyway, I'm thinking about how we're gonna do these bookshelves. Like we could fill it up with the same method, just through one spline, and then we'll generate points on the mesh itself. Um yeah. Um that's what I'm thinking about. The garbage on the floor, I really wanted to do, let's see. I really wanted to just put in normal floors and then get all the mesh position, did what I did before with the over engineered method just for the floors because the staircase has a lot of ledges, which isn't that easy to I don't want to do that for each step with the spline, shaping out the spline to fit with the step. Hmm, it's probably what I would do. So to do that, first we have to let me clean this up. We don't need this anymore. Let me switch it to unlit. I'm gonna move this down. Frick. Let me change this to 5. Am I taking the ceiling? Yeah, I am. Control D. Move this down. Mm. Thinking about it. Right, I can get all the floors. Maybe I'll just set this back. I was thinking like maybe I can set it back to 1. But the floor wouldn't line up. It's floating. Let me do one more. I'll move this to 1. Yeah. Maybe one more. Like that. That's good. Okay. So we'll do this. Do this. Do this. I'm hoping that when I sample each of these floors and create mesh samples, it would automatically give me the edges so that I know where all the walls are, where all the walls meet the floor. When I want to do that, right, if I put it underneath like that, um, with just the mesh sample of the floor, I wouldn't be able to know that there's this piece of wall here that's gonna affect the edge detection that I'm thinking about. Uh, this is tough. There's a few ways to do it that I'm thinking about right now, but none of them um, is easy, or I think it's worth the effort to do. Or okay, seems like this is a bit too high. Let's move this down by 1, 2. 2 looks good. Okay. Um, I think I might have no choice but to yeah, I don't think I have a choice but to just the simplest method will probably be the best method. I don't want to overcomplicate it again and waste a few hours trying to fix it. Again, I'm just trying to get a few good portfolio pieces knocked out, get my sea legs back in Unreal Engine. So yeah, so I'm gonna use the same spline method one more time. And because I'm not using the landscape, I can't use surface. The floor's a bit too low again. Do one up. Okay. I saw get. What is this get? Why is there a gap? I turn on lights again. My mind doesn't help that much. Now I gotta move this up. Yeah. Gap again. Yeah. Hmm. What? Why doesn't it line up? Why doesn't it line up? It's fine. Not, not a big deal. Not, not a big deal. It's okay. Nobody will notice. Nobody but me will notice. Let me just hit this. There. Okay, I'm gonna notice all the Z fighting though. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me delete this. Let me just let me just undo all of this. The regret is real. Oh my god. It's just a bunch of squares and it doesn't. Why doesn't it line up? Why doesn't it line up? Okay, I'm moving this. I see something flickering here. Okay, it's fine. It's not fine. What's flickering? I'll bring this one down. One down. One down. Okay. No more flickering. Alright. I'm just gonna move this all the way here. I'm gonna set this back to 1. Unlock that. 1 there. Lock it. Okay, let me just check the dimensions. What's this, man? 250, is it? Is it 250? 250? My gosh. My gosh. Okay, I just need to line this up with one of the carpets in terms of height. Okay, that looks good. That looks good too. And then we just line up the corner here. Feel like there's a flaw here. Okay. Then we switch this to 50. It's 25, right? So I need to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me just. Why doesn't it line up? Does it not line up? It lines up, right? Okay. If that didn't line up, something's wrong with the asset. I just need to make this side good. Okay. Let's move this like that. One more. Okay. One more. Okay, that's pretty good. Now it takes 6. Who does 25, man? 250? 100 real asset? Who does that? It's not even part of the numbers you can choose here, and it's crazy. Okay, 5 here, 5 here. Just need one more right here. Close it. We turn on the lights. I don't like how that's giving me some see-throughness. Okay. On the second pass, I will adjust the values a bit more so that they're tighter together. It's just a matter of amount of samples I'm taking. That'll be okay. Yeah. So maybe we do another small PCG for the books. So what I want to see is how does the books look like? Book 1 is that 5, 2, 3. This the same size. Too large, too small, too medium. Okay, that looks all right. I'm thinking about it, like how do I kind of want like some to be leaning to the side like that too. But how would I do it? Sort this out. I need some way to calculate. If I were to do it, I'll need to calculate the the height and the width once you do a slanted one like that, right? Hmm. Or we could just I could just do them all just standing up or lying down. I mean, I can do them slanted, but it won't be dynamic in a way that there is multiple different angles where it's slanted at. Hmm. Um, I think I'll think about that for a bit. Since we are since we're done with this wall picture stuff, I guess I can end it here today. Did enough progress. It's still kind of weirded about by how the spline sampling works, but I got it to work. But I guess I'll be back here tomorrow night, and I'll continue there. All right.